and welcome back to the Growth Vantage Podcast. My name is Garrett Vita, and I'm your host. Today, I am so excited to talk about retirement plans and what is the best retirement plan out there. It's so interesting when this topic comes up because there's so many different ways to do things, and we one thing I've really learned is that there's one phrase that is most important in determining what's your retirement plan and what's the best retirement plan actually. And that phrase is I am the retirement plan. People get so bedazzled or bewildered when I say that. People have asked me, what's your retirement plan? You're putting money in your 401k and all that, blah, blah, blah. And it's so interesting to see like their reaction to that because they're just like, what does that mean? And then the reason why I say I am the retirement plan is the best retirement plan is because there's your education and your belief in that and your skills, your abilities, your potential, and your future is more important than what a third party has in store for you. Referring to IRAs, your 401ks, those are cool and all. But when you start to have the belief in ourselves, in our potential, and we really put the money investing into us, and not meaning like a college degree, but meaning things that will propel us, that challenge our beliefs, that challenges our emotions, that things that challenge our mindset. When we put it into those kinds of things, into like masterminds, going to conferences, investing in your hobbies, that's a really great way to invest in yourself and in your retirement plan. When you start to do those things and you start to coincide that with you as the retirement plan, it really makes a better retirement plan because it doesn't matter what kind of market it is. It doesn't matter what, how much money you invest in, your 401k. It's one thing that's always constant in your life, and that's yourself. And when you're able to really sharpen your skills, your assets of yourself, your mindset, your emotions, it doesn't matter what really happens out in the world. You can really go make more money at your disposal whenever you want. You can build the relations that you seek, the relations that can help you go further. But it all comes from yourself, not from a third party custodian, such as an IRA or 401k. I think the one thing that I've noticed is that people give too much power to pensions, too much power to the IRAs, to the 401ks. When we can really think about these types of plans, you're at the mercy of these companies. These companies are managed by a custodian or a manager who you have no idea what their beliefs are, how they manage it. Then that's like saying, hey, I'm gonna give you $50,000 for my future to a stranger. Would you trust someone with $50,000 of real money to a stranger? Probably not. That's exactly what you're doing with these types of custodians of IRAs, 401ks, pensions. You're giving control of someone in your financial future to someone else, quite literally, because they literally have an account that they use at their disposal to go make money for themselves. They also charge you fees and whatnot. I'm not gonna go too much into that part. That's another podcast. But what I want to emphasize is you are the retirement plan. I am my retirement plan. I really want to emphasize how important that is when you start to really believing in what you do and start to really put more emphasis on your own education outside of a college education, outside of a master's, outside of a PhD. The thing that most people don't really understand from putting money into a college degree to a PhD to a master's is that those degrees are tied directly to objectives of a certain job title, and that's it. The personal benefits you get from that are a byproduct of objectives. When we when we invest money into ourselves and our personal skills, that puts us at the forefront of our development and forefront of the retirement plan. And then whatever job you're in, that's secondary to it. When we start to have that switch, we can really understand like, hey, I can really reach my potential in life. When we think about W-2s and all that, you're only there for 40 hours a week. And that's really not much when compared to out of 168 hours a week. That's only about what one. I think there's 160 hours in a work week, something like that. I mean, that's maybe what third or fourth. Dude, it's still a lot of hours out in the day. when you go through it, when you really think about the math. And so when we really think about how much time we really have in the day, we can really maximize ourselves by really investing in ourselves and really doing the things that we need to help us not fuel a potential custodian that we have no idea what we're doing. I think that's a thing with most people is that they get so, I guess it's a society problem, is that they put so much emphasis on, RAs, 401ks. There's so many things about it that people don't understand, is that they just go blindly into it, which is definitely not a good thing. People invest into those types of plans because dad tells them, college tells them to, whatever, uncles, neighbors tell them to do so. But they don't really dive deep enough into what it really entails, what the drawbacks of it. When you really ask those questions to someone, hey, what are some drawbacks of a 401k? I guarantee you they could not answer one. All they'll say is, oh, someone told me to do it. That's the more reason why you need to say, I am the retirement plan. You want control of your life, your potential, and what you can really achieve in this world. I think most people really don't really give themselves credit to what they can actually do in their life. I think it's so interesting when we tie ourselves personally and who we are as a person, as skill wise, to a job, when it should be reversed. We are the skill, and then the job is a job. So when you really think about a W-2, whatever it is, you're only there to do a specific role. Listen to our objectives. That's why employers always give you, here are your objectives, here are job duties, because that's all you're doing. That doesn't really help you with your skill set of who you are, what you're actually capable of. Because what you are capable of really goes beyond that. When you really think about sports, the best players aren't really just going to practice, they're really developing skills outside of it. It's the same thing with, degrees, colleges. What you do at college, that's just to get you by on the court, to get you on the team. If you want more in life, which most people do, you want more money, a bigger house, you have to have better skills. But you can't really get that at a W-2 because you're already stuck to a W-2 objectives. That correlates to, I'm stuck with an RA custodian that says, hey, you're the retirement plan for me, plan it for me. When we need to say, hey, I am the retirement plan. No one tells me what I can do. No one tells me how much money I can make. No one tells me what I should be doing. I'm going to start control of it because it's my life and how I want to live. In this environment, economically, politically, there's so many different things changing when we really need to really hone in more on saying, hey, I am the retirement plan. What skills do I need to develop? How can I really maximize myself and my potential? I think that's the hardest part with, having a retirement plan with, the typical retirement plans out there, is that you really succumb to them, and it doesn't really challenge you in a way that, hey, I really need to figure out how this is gonna work, instead of just like, oh, hey, here, take it or leave it kind of thing. Instead of, hey, we need to freaking dig and make sure that we need to cover all bases. That's the important thing about being that retirement plan, is that, hey, something worse happens, I know exactly what to do. I have this skill set, I have that, I know how to do this, I have this resource, I have these mentors, yada, 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 yada. When you say, you're the retirement plan, take it for me, you're saying, oh crap, what's going to happen when it doesn't go as planned? Then you're really screwed. See the difference? Don't let yourself succumb to other retirement plans. Be the retirement plan. Start to invest in yourself, in education outside of degrees, outside of the workplace, because you will find that once you start to do this, there's so much potential outside of that skill sets. You really challenge how your mind is. It's not easy, but it's worth it. I've definitely learned that too. I used to want to get a master's degree, but when you really think about, I was really thinking about like, what am I going to get out of it? Spending an extra $50,000 a year or something for 2 years, something like that. And you really think about like, what am I going to get versus that? I could really use that 50,000 into a deal, or even better, I could really invest it into my own personal development and my own retirement plan. Really, me, versus putting into someone a college education that's not going to really do me anything. Interesting, huh? So, you are the retirement plan. Take control of your life, maximize it, and I can guarantee you, you'll have more money, more freedom, more happiness, and the most part, you'll feel more gratitude towards seeing your own progress in your journey. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.